Welcome, misfits, mystics, and honest heretics. This is the Decan Codex, a journey through the 36 faces of the zodiac, told as a map of the human soul. Each sign is a country, each decan, a province. And every province is ruled by an archetype, a primordial pattern living in the basement of the psyche, in the language of the collective unconscious. Here is the method of this work. Every 10 degrees of the zodiac is governed by a sub-ruler, inherited from the Chaldean order of the planets. That sub-ruler writes the local weather of the soul. We will name the gift, face the shadow, the repressed twin that Jung said we must meet before we can become whole, and we will end with a practice. Not a platitude, a discipline. 36 provinces, 12 countries, one journey. It begins with a blade. Aries, first decan, the unsheathed blade. Aries, Decan 1, the unsheathed blade. Degrees 0 to 10, sub-ruled by Mars. Here, will is ignited before thought, the first thrust of being. The presiding archetype is the hero, the ego's brave march toward a chosen horizon. Beware the shadow. The bully wearing courage's mask, aggression that mistakes volume for strength. And the practice. Before every act of will, ask, am I drawing this sword to build, or to bleed the world? Then spend 10 minutes of pure physical effort, run, lift, strike, to let the body spend the excess Mars. Aries, Decan 2, the solar lance. Degrees 10 to 20, sub-ruled by the sun. Here, the self asserts its radiance, identity forged in public fire. The presiding archetype is the king, the sovereign who rules by serving the whole. Beware the shadow, the tyrant of self-image, needing an audience to exist. And the practice. Perform one act of genuine leadership today with zero applause seeking. Then sit in the silence after, and notice that you still exist. The king who needs no court is the king. Aries, Decan 3, the wounded champion. Degrees 20 to 30, sub-ruled by Venus. Here, desire and will are fused. Love is a battlefield, beauty is a weapon. The presiding archetype is the animus, the inner masculine logos, the soul's spine. Beware the shadow, the conqueror of hearts who never lets himself be caught. And the practice. Write a letter to your own inner beloved, the part of you that aches to be chosen, and sign it with your full name. Then burn it. What remains is the self that does not need to win love, only to offer it. Taurus, Decan 1, the seated field. Degrees 0 to 10, sub-ruled by Venus. Here, the body is holy ground, sensation is prayer. The presiding archetype is the anima, the inner feminine soul image, the soul's mirror. Beware the shadow, the lotus eater, pleasure that anesthetizes instead of awakening. And the practice. Eat one meal with total presence, no screens, no talk, only taste, texture, gratitude. You are not indulging, you are communing with the earth that fed you. Taurus, Decan 2, the singing vault. Degrees 10 to 20, sub-ruled by Mercury. Here, value is made articulate, resources as a language of the self. The presiding archetype is the sage, the seeker who dissolves certainty into knowing. Beware the shadow, the miser, hoarding as a shield against the terror of emptiness. And the practice. Give away one thing you love, not what you can spare, what you love, and watch what the emptiness teaches. The vault opens from the inside. Taurus, Decan 3, the iron orchard. Degrees 20 to 30, sub-ruled by Saturn. Here, the slow architecture of worth, endurance as the highest craft. The presiding archetype is the wise old man, the elder voice of meaning beyond the moment. Beware the shadow, the ossified heart, tradition as a prison instead of a root. And the practice. Take one inherited belief and interrogate it like an archaeologist. Where did it come from? Who did it serve? Does it still bear fruit? Keep what lives. Compost what doesn't. Gemini, Decan 1. The first word. Degrees 0 to 10, sub-ruled by Mercury. Here, the breath that names the world, consciousness waking into language. The presiding archetype is the trickster, the holy fool who breaks the frame. Beware the shadow, the charlatan, words used to dazzle instead of reveal. And the practice. Speak one sentence today that costs you something, a truth you usually deflect with wit. The trickster who tells the truth becomes the prophet. Gemini, Decan 2. The silver tongue. Degrees 10 to 20, sub-ruled by Venus. Here, charm is currency. The social self is a work of art. The presiding archetype is the anima, the soul's mirror. Beware the shadow. The mirror dancer, 1,000 faces, none of them home. And the practice. In your next conversation, listen twice as long as you speak, and let the other person finish your sentences with their truth. Charm that serves the other is alchemy. Charm that serves the self is a cage. Gemini, Decan 3. The ivory archive. Degrees 20 to 30, sub-ruled by Saturn. Here, knowledge is disciplined into wisdom. The mind is a cathedral. The presiding archetype is the sage. Beware the shadow. The pedant. Facts as a fortress against feeling. And the practice. Take the one subject you know best, and teach it to a child, in words a child can hold. If you cannot simplify, you do not yet know, you only collect. Cancer, Decan 1. The tidal womb. Degrees 0 to 10, sub-ruled by the moon. Here, emotion is the first language, safety is a sacred architecture. The presiding archetype is the Great Mother, the womb of nourishment and the vow of release. Beware the shadow, the smotherer, love that binds instead of frees. And the practice. Name your feelings aloud, in private, as if speaking to a trusted friend. I am afraid. I am hungry for rest, I am proud. Naming is the first act of the mother who protects without possessing. Cancer, Decan 2. The abyssal nursery. Degrees 10 to 20, sub-ruled by Pluto. Here, the deep memory of the bloodline, ancestral emotion as inheritance. The presiding archetype is the shadow, the unclaimed self that knocks at the gate. Beware the shadow. The ghost haunted, carrying the dead's grief as your own crown of thorns. And the practice. Draw your family tree back 3 generations. Beside each name, write one emotion that name carries. Then choose, consciously, which of those emotions end with you, and which you transmute into something new. Cancer, Decan 3. The lunar veil. Degrees 20 to 30, sub-ruled by Neptune. Here, imagination is sanctuary, the dream that heals the wound of the world. The presiding archetype is the self, the greater whole that holds every fragment. Beware the shadow, the escape artist, dissolving into fantasy instead of forging reality. And the practice. Keep a dream journal for 7 mornings. On the 8th, take the most haunting image and paint it, write it, or sing it into the waking world. The veil parts for those who bring one dream back as a gift. Leo, Decan 1. The cradle of fire. Degrees 0 to 10, sub-ruled by the sun. Here, the heart's first heartbeat of self, the child king's radiant dawn. The presiding archetype is the divine child, the uncorrupted beginning that still believes. beware the shadow. The tantrum sovereign, brilliance that demands worship. And the practice. Play, genuinely, uselessly play, for 20 minutes today. The divine child does not perform. It shines because shining is its nature. Leo, Decan 2, the golden stage. Degrees 10 to 20, sub-ruled by Jupiter. Here, generosity is theater. The heart's wealth poured into the world's applause. The presiding archetype is the king. Beware the shadow. The court jester of ego, applause as oxygen. And the practice. Create something and share it with no name attached, anonymously, uncredited. If the joy survives the loss of the applause, the stage was always inside you. Leo, Decan 3, the blazing citadel. Degrees 20 to 30, sub-ruled by Mars. Here, will is forged in the heart's furnace, courage that defends the tribe. The presiding archetype is the hero. Beware the shadow. The dragon hoarder of glory, courage that feeds on conquest. And the practice. Defend someone weaker than you today, visibly, at some cost. The hero's fire is measured not by how many it burns, but by how many it warms. Virgo, Decan 1, the lamp of detail. Degrees 0 to 10, sub-ruled by Mercury. Here, attention is devotion, the sacred hidden in the small. The presiding archetype is the sage. Beware the shadow. The perfectionist's whip. Detail is a way to delay the soul. And the practice. Choose one humble task, folding linen, polishing a stone, and do it as if it were an altar rite. Perfection is not the goal, presence is. The lamp shines on what is, not on what should be. Virgo, Decan 2, the woven garland. Degrees 10 to 20, sub-ruled by Venus. Here, service is the body's love language, craft as courtship of the world. The presiding archetype is the anima. Beware the shadow. The self-effacing martyr, service that starves the server. And the practice. Receive one act of care today without deflecting it. No, you shouldn't have. No repayment arithmetic. Let yourself be woven into the garland. You are allowed to be a thread, not only a weaver. Virgo, Decan 3, the alchemical still. Degrees 20 to 30, sub-ruled by Saturn. Here, the discipline that distills essence, mastery through patient negation. The presiding archetype is the wise old man. Beware the shadow. The ascetic's pride, renunciation is a secret throne. And the practice. Fast from one thing you use to prove your worth, busyness, criticism, control, for one full day. Notice what remains when the proof is gone. The still reveals the gold that was never made, only uncovered. Libra, Decan 1, the first harmony. Degrees 0 to 10, sub-ruled by Venus. Here, the meeting of two is the birth of beauty, relationship is the soul's mirror. The presiding archetype is the anima. Beware the shadow. The peacekeeper's lie, harmony bought with swallowed truth. And the practice. In your next disagreement, speak your true position, kindly, fully, without retreating into fine. Harmony that costs honesty is a painting over a crack, it will split. Libra, Decan 2, the weighing beam. Degrees 10 to 20, sub-ruled by Saturn. Here, justice is the highest art, the scales as a sacred instrument. The presiding archetype is the wise old man. Beware the shadow. The judge who forgets he is also the accused. And the practice. Before you judge anyone this week, including yourself, write the verdict you would render if you had lived their exact life. Then hold both papers in one hand. The beam balances only when both weights are felt. Libra, Decan 3, the Gilded Accord. Degrees 20 to 30, sub-ruled by Jupiter. Here, the covenant that expands both souls, marriage as a launchpad, not a harbor. The presiding archetype is the king. Beware the shadow. The diplomat of the void. Agreement as a mask for abandonment of self. And the practice. Name one dream you have hidden from your closest relationship, and speak it this week. The Gilded Accord is not the agreement you keep. It is the truth you dare to bring to the table. Scorpio, Decan 1, the Diving Blade. Degrees 0 to 10, sub-ruled by Mars. Here, desire is a blade that cuts to the marrow, the will that penetrates illusion. The presiding archetype is the shadow. Beware the shadow. The avenger, intensity that mistakes destruction for depth. And the practice. Take one thing you are afraid to want, name it, and take one small, legal, ethical step toward it this week. The blade is not for cutting others, it is for cutting through your own fear. Scorpio, Decan 2, the Underworld Gate. Degrees 10 to 20, sub-ruled by Pluto. Here, death and rebirth are a living process, the phoenix that does not wait for ash. The presiding archetype is the shadow. Beware the shadow. The gravekeeper of the soul. Rebirth postponed forever by the love of the wound. And the practice. Identify one identity you have outgrown, the hurt one, the rescuer, the cynic, and write its eulogy. Then, this week, introduce yourself to one stranger as the person you are becoming. The gate opens for those who walk through while still breathing. Scorpio, Decan 3, the Phoenix Treasury. Degrees 20 to 30, sub-ruled by Jupiter. Here, transmuted suffering is wealth. The treasure that only the depths could mint. The presiding archetype is the sage. Beware the shadow. The prophet mystic. Selling the map of the underworld without ever descending. And the practice. Take your hardest wound and distill it into one sentence of wisdom you could offer a younger person. Speak it once, to someone real, without charge. The treasury is spent to grow. Hoarded, it turns to lead. Sagittarius, Decan 1, the Drawn Bow. Degrees 0 to 10, sub-ruled by Jupiter. Here, faith is trajectory. The arrow that believes in a target beyond the hill. The presiding archetype is the wise old man. Beware the shadow. The crusader, certainty that burns the map of the other. And the practice. Commit to one far goal, and take the first physical step toward it today. Book the ticket, buy the materials, send the email. Faith is not a feeling, it is a drawn bow. Sagittarius, Decan 2, the Burning Quarry. Degrees 10 to 20, sub-ruled by Mars. Here, the hunt for meaning, enthusiasm is a moral force. The presiding archetype is the hero. Beware the shadow. The restless hunter, always pursuing, never arriving, terrified of the campfire. And the practice. Finish one thing this week, completely, beautifully, to the last detail. The hunter who cannot sit at the fire he built is not free, he is fleeing. Sagittarius, Decan 3, the Radiant Summit. Degrees 20 to 30, sub-ruled by the sun. Here, truth becomes a beacon. Wisdom offered as light, not as law. The presiding archetype is the king. Beware the shadow. The guru on the throne, enlightenment as a weapon of superiority. And the practice. Share your deepest conviction as a question, not a decree. Have you ever seen it this way? The summit does not command the valley, it simply shines, and the valley chooses to climb. Capricorn, Decan 1, the first stone. Degrees 0 to 10, sub-ruled by Saturn. Here, the foundation laid in silence, mastery is a slow covenant with time. The presiding archetype is the wise old man. Beware the shadow. The taskmaster of the soul. Achievement is a whip that never sleeps. And the practice. Build something small and permanent today, a stone wall, a compost bin, a savings rule. That will outlast your mood. The first stone is not the grandest, it is the truest. Capricorn, Decan 2, the marble terrace. Degrees 10 to 20, sub-ruled by Venus. Here, beauty is earned by craft, the slow courtship between ambition and aesthetics. The presiding archetype is the anima. Beware the shadow. The collector of trophies, possessions as proof of an unowned life. And the practice. Look at the thing you most prize, the degree, the car, the title, and ask, does it serve my soul or my resume? Keep it only if the answer is the former. The terrace is for walking in the evening, not for counting at dawn. Capricorn, Decan 3, the summit archive. Degrees 20 to 30, sub-ruled by Mercury. Here, the distilled law of the heights, the elder's ledger of what truly mattered. The presiding archetype is the sage. Beware the shadow. The grand vizier of the past, wisdom used to gatekeep the young. And the practice. Write your summit letter, the 5 lessons you would hand to a 20-year-old self. Then hand it, unedited, to someone younger than you. The archive lives only when it is borrowed. Aquarius, Decan 1, the frozen star. Degrees 0 to 10, sub-ruled by Saturn. Here, the idea crystallized, the vision that outlasts its maker. The presiding archetype is the wise old man. Beware the shadow. The sectarian, the idea as a wall instead of a window. And the practice. Take your most radical belief and argue its opposite, genuinely, generously, for 10 minutes. The star that cannot survive its own opposition is not an idea, it is a cage. Aquarius, Decan 2, the circuit of dawn. Degrees 10 to 20, sub-ruled by Mercury. Here, the new pattern is seen, electricity of mind that rewires the tribe. The presiding archetype is the trickster. Beware the shadow. The hacker of souls. Innovation is a weapon against the human. And the practice. Learn one technology thoroughly enough to teach it to an elder in your life, patiently, without jargon, without condescension. The circuit is sacred when it carries the old and the new together. Aquarius, Decan 3, the constellation Kiss. Degrees 20 to 30, sub-ruled by Venus. Here, love transcends the personal, the beloved as a doorway to the universal. The presiding archetype is the anima. Beware the shadow. The loveless visionary, so in love with humanity that no human is enough. And the practice. Spend 1 hour this week with a single person, no phone, no ideology, no project, and let them be a universe, not a case study. The constellation is made of individual stars. You cannot love the pattern and skip the points. Pisces, Decan 1, the salted threshold. Degrees 0 to 10, sub-ruled by Saturn. Here, the discipline of the deep, the monk who dives instead of drowning. The presiding archetype is the wise old man. Beware the shadow. The rigorist of the spirit, control masquerading as transcendence. And the practice. Meditate for 10 minutes a day for 7 days, no app, no timer gospel, just breath and the sound of your own ocean. The threshold is not crossed by force, it is crossed by showing up. Pisces, Decan 2, the tide of grace. Degrees 10 to 20, sub-ruled by Jupiter. Here, compassion is a flood. the mercy that refuses to count the cost. The presiding archetype is the Great Mother. Beware the shadow, the bottomless giver, mercy that drowns the merciful. And the practice: forgive one person, in writing, privately, with no expectation of reply, and then, in the same document, forgive yourself for needing to be needed. Grace floods the world through channels that are also banks. Pisces, Decan 3, the veil of all souls. Degrees 20 to 30, sub-ruled by the moon. Here, the dissolution of the separate self. The mystics return to the one sea. The presiding archetype is the self. Beware the shadow, the lost pearl, so dissolved in the ocean that no soul remains to offer. And the practice: end this journey as it began. Ask yourself, who am I beneath the name, the story, the wound? Then answer by serving one person, anonymously, today. The self is not found by looking inward forever, it is found by returning, whole, to the world. And so the wheel closes where it opened. In the ocean, in the mystery, in the self that was never lost, only waiting to be remembered. 36 decans, 36 mirrors. You have walked the zodiac as a laboratory of the soul. The hero's fire, the mother's tide, the trickster's mirror, the elder's stone, the self's return. Jung called this work individuation, the lifelong conversation between the person you were told to be and the person you are becoming. The decans do not predict your fate, they illuminate your furniture. The shadow you met in these 36 rooms is not your enemy, it is your unclaimed inheritance. Take one practice, just one, and practice it until it practices you. The stars are not your sentence, they are your vocabulary. Keep the wheel turning. The next revolution begins the moment you choose. Namaste, and clear skies.